Why are they pushing Satan worship on television?
Because they're doing the work of their father, just like I am.
It's coming. It's inevitable. This is crazy. Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone out there is having a good weekend. It's Sunday, y'all. We made it. I have no idea what I want to eat. I'm out of it. I had a lot of carbs yesterday at the barbecue. Trying to get this mind sharp again, y'all, but we're back with the reaction. Some more breaking news in this 2024, right? He stepped down. Mr. Joe Biden has stepped down. It's official. He is no longer going to run for president. We had a president assassination attempt, a president dropping out of the race. Crazy times we're living in these 2024s, y'all. Doesn't it seem like something big is coming? The end of times, something crazy is coming. I know, I feel it. But anyways, y'all, let's get into the reaction. Sit back, enjoy the show. Let me know what you guys think.
Set up for something very serious and very big by some very powerful secret societies that very well could have extraterrestrial or otherworld intelligence guiding it. I am very fearful for the world we live in because we have accepted the authority as truth rather than truth as the authority. I think we are being led into, and we do have other options, but it's going to require intellect, knowledge, study, and making a stand for the first time not to accept the things which your government gives you, which your religions give you, and which the authorities give you. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have a very big problem with anyone called an authority, because they're always nebulous, faceless, and we don't know who they are. I'm tired of authorities. I want to know who's behind this new world order, who put the Egyptian pyramid on the dollar bill, what is the implication of Jesus being the chief cornerstone that the builders rejected, and the Greek word chief cornerstone means a triangle on top of a pyramid. Do your homework and you're going to find out there's something going on here in the Bible, in world affairs, and I think we're being led by some very powerful intellect. I have some very big questions about all of this.
There's a documentary that you guys need to watch. It's called the Grab documentary. This investigative journalist finds out that the new war is food and water. China does not have enough water to grow food for their own country. So that's why they're going into Africa, into the US, and buying up farmland to send it back to feed their own country. It basically just shows how vulnerable our world is, but also how America is just like letting in all these different countries, China, Saudi Arabia. What they're doing is depleting our resources. It's insane. But he's basically talking about how Russia right now is like melting away. So it's producing this like rich grassland. And it talked about how Putin is heavily investing in cattle right now and actually hiring US cattlemen to come live in Russia, continue growing the cattle farms. Really? It's showing how all these different countries are just trying to grow their infrastructure of food and water. Also, Ukraine is like one of the best spots in Eastern Europe for growing food. They said that Ukraine produces 23% of the world's grain. That was probably a reason that Russia is trying to take over Ukraine. It's like gaining more control of food.
Of all the powerful people we have, presidents, political people, billionaires, who knows the earth is flat according to your theories?
I think any of them that are pledged Freemasons, any of those high-level Freemasons, the Freemasons know it. It's a fact. All Freemasons, when they get to that higher level, they know that the earth is flat. So all of these Skull and Bones members, for example, Kerry, Bush, anybody
John Kerry.
Yeah, any of these people at Skull and Bones, they're in on it, bro. They know. They've been revealed. They worship Satan. That's it. If they're Skull and Bones, they know. Now, not all of them, you know, but a lot of these people really know.
No one told you not to take the stage?
No, nobody mentioned it. Nobody said there was a problem. And I would have waited for 15. They could have said, let's wait for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, something. Nobody said, I think that was a mistake. How did somebody get on that roof? And why wasn't he reported? Because people saw that he was on the roof. I mean, you had Trumpers screaming. The woman in the red shirt, she was screaming, there's a man on the roof. And then other people said, there's a man on the roof who's got a gun. And that was quite a bit before I walked onto the stage. So you would have thought somebody would have done something about it.
Saya akan menunjukkan bahwasanya saya sedang sedih.
Screw all that. Angry?
President Joe Biden has just dropped out of the 2024 election and he's endorsing Kamala Harris. My fellow Democrats, I have decided not to accept the nomination and to focus all my energies on my duties as president for the remainder of my term. My very first decision as the party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president. And he goes on to say, if you're with us, donate to her campaign here. So what does this mean for us as gun owners? It means it's about to get a lot crazier than it has been. There is no doubt in my mind whatsoever this is because Trump reacted the way he did to the assassination attempt and is not going after guns. Trump has more support than ever before, especially after endorsing J.D. Vance, who swears he wants to abolish the ATF and put them under serious criminal investigation. It's about to get super spicy, America. Make sure you're ready to vote. Make sure you stay informed. Keep up with my page. I'll keep you in touch with all this. Stockpile, reload, be ready to go. By the way, let me know down below real quick if you're one of these people covering your ears with the fake bandages. I'm curious as to why you're all doing it. Stay vigilant and stay aware, guys.
It is a stunning and historic development, but it is not altogether unexpected based on the reporting from NBC News. Remember that President Biden has struck a defiant tone ever since those calls began after his debate performance several weeks ago, widely panned as disastrous. You now have a number of House Democrats, and as of today, 3 senators who are suggesting that President Biden should, in fact, step off the ticket. And it appears as though he has, in fact, made that decision to do so. He says that he will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about his decision. He goes on to say that he expresses his deepest gratitude to all of those who have worked so hard to see him reelected. And importantly, he goes on to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. Again, thanking the American people for the faith and trust that they have placed in him. So a couple of questions answered here and a couple of questions still ahead.
So I'm guessing she's taken over, which is not much of an upgrade. But has this ever happened? Has a president ever been forced to step down? Because it wasn't his choice. Because remember all those interviews? If God wants me to step down, I'll step down, right? But Pelosi, Obama, Hillary, they're the ones that made him step down. Has that ever happened?
That shit do look dangerous. Back up, man. Let's go. That's my guy. What the hell is that? Oh. I thought they were doing it. Oh, they testing the whole machine over there, my guy. They testing the whole machine. Thought they got it.
This is crazy if you're not aware of this.
Doing though, in January of this year, you rolled out a new phone app called CBP1, an app for a cell phone. I've got a picture of it behind me here. This phone app allows, and I'm going to quote from your own fact sheet, it allows, and I quote, non-citizens without appropriate documents for admission to schedule an appointment to come to the border. They can now go on their phone and schedule a time to come to the border and then be admitted. And you identified 7 separate border points of entry where they could come. 5 of them in Texas, 2 of them in California, 1 in Arizona. It's like a concierge service for illegal immigrants. My question is, you didn't think the border crisis was bad enough that now we're going to have an app that allows illegals to schedule their appointments and come and be admitted to this country?
Why are they pushing Satan worship on television?
Because they're doing the work of their father, just like I am.
That was hard.
Wow. And there's kind of no denying. I mean, they're not getting richer by pushing satanic symbols.
Sure they are.
Yeah.
Because the industry, the way those movie industries, music industries, all of that. Now, not everybody in those industries obviously is, some kind of a Satan worshiper or something, but there's a lot of that in there. And they've spent decades programming us from a young age to think those things are fine and normal, and they get rewarded for that. People that really serve the father of lies, they get rewarded by him when they proclaim his word and do what he tells them to do. And so Revelation is the other side of that. That's why I went to such extremes with this video, because I wanted it to compete visually with what people are used to seeing. I didn't want it to be like some one-dimensional looking thing. I wanted it to be up to the level to what people are used to seeing. If we're going to combat, if we're going to present both sides, play at a high level, bring it at a high level. And that's why we went so far with it.
It's so interesting to see the way you're framing this. So you're framing it very differently. It's not just that the media and entertainment businesses are liberal or in the pocket of the Democratic Party. You're saying that they're pushing a theology on the country.
100%. No doubt about it. You know, the devil, he's scared to death of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, it says in the scripture, resist the devil and he will flee from you.
Yeah.
Flee, like wet his pants and run out the door. If you deny him, if you go, no, of course, with Jesus in you, you go, get out of here. And he'll take off running. And so you're not supposed to have fear of him. The only one you're supposed to fear if you're a Christian is not the ones who can kill your body. It says, don't fear the ones who can kill your body. Fear the one who can kill your body and kill your soul.
Amen.
Meaning the creator, the boss, Jesus Christ, the Trinity. And so I look at this situation as, man, if he's going to hit me with this song, and trust me, it makes me nervous. I'm a little nervous right now, just sitting here talking about it. But if he's going to task me with that, someday when I go see him, I'm going to have to answer for a lot of things I didn't do right. But I hope this is one where he goes, but you did a good job on that one because I gave you the song. I told you what to do with it, and you did it. You put it out there.
So when you say these things, you're not saying them as someone who's guessing. I mean, you've been in the entertainment business your whole life, over 30 years, since you were a kid, I think.
19. Yep.
19. So, I mean, you know how it works. Again, this is not something you read, it's something you've seen. When did it become clear to you that this was a theology, that these people were working knowingly or not on behalf of evil, actual evil? When did that dawn on you?
Well, they got so arrogant with it. It seems like in maybe the last less than 10 years, I don't know what happened on their side. I guess they got the green light to go all the way in. And that's when you started seeing, for instance, Grammy Award performances where people are literally coming out wearing satanic symbols. They are carrying out, I guess they were mock seances, but I mean, it looked pretty real to me. And all of this stuff started happening. Even some of your biggest artists in the world during their live concerts in full of giant stadiums, full of people, are doing these things out on the stage. In between their hit songs, they'll come out as just part of the production of the show. It's art. It's just art. I mean, go look at, there's a rapper named Lil Nas out there. And trust me, everybody watching, you won't know, but everybody watching this, most people will know what I'm talking about. When you see him giving a lap dance to the devil in his video, straight up. And they are not ashamed about it. You look at Eminem's new record where the titles are Lucifer, Antichrist, Evil. This is out right now. So I don't know what happened on their side to go pedal to the metal with it, but they absolutely did. So on the other side of that, what are we supposed to do in response to that? Just yell at it, scream at it, be disgusted by it? You can do all those things.
Well, the first thing you're doing is naming it. You're naming it, which I think is so interesting. You're calling it what it is. You're not falling for the lie, which is this is just art.
Right.
It's more than that. I mean, maybe it's art. We can debate that, but it's certainly more than that. This is a theology. You're pushing a religion on me.
Yeah.
And it's a religion of darkness and lies.
Wow.
Right. And they're pushing the same, their same theology, because it is that, on our kids. They're pushing it in schools. They're pushing it in pop culture. They're pushing it everywhere you turn around. You can't get away from it. I mean, we're inundated with it right now. We are swimming in what these people have put out there.
Wow. This is good.
You really are, right? I heard a little bit of that Eminem album yesterday at that little get together I got to, but I heard that song, The Antichrist, and I was like, what the hell, the Eminem music? I was like, man, he's about to be pushing 50, still talking like that. Like, it's crazy. And, people eat it up, man. They eat it up. Listening to him call himself the Antichrist, and I can't do business with that no more, y'all. I'm too old for that. I got a baby on the way. You got to be better. You got to grow up and be careful what you put in your ears, in your mind, in your body, in your house, right?
This processed food, all of this stuff is carcinogen. Right. Has carcinogen, it causes cancer. So you have to stay away from non-God made food. Whenever you unpack the scriptures, the life expectancy was an average of 912 years. Every herb-bearing seed should be to you as meat. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this. He said, if you ate one meal every other day, you would only get sick 1 day every 4 or 5 years. What can I do to get rid of that 1 day of sickness every 4 or 5 years? He said, if you eat one meal and fast for 72 hours, there will not be enough poison in your body from the previous meal to even get you sick 1 day in your life. Sicknesses, all the illnesses are food related. Your body is its own hospital. But to get it open for business, you gotta fast. Green is for your digestive system and detoxing you. So if you know the color coding of food, you don't have to know how to read all through the paragraphs of stuff that's on the back. Matter of fact, if it got a paragraph, it's not food. Matter of fact, if it got a barcode, it's not food.
Wow.
It's really an industrialized commodity posing as food. It's good tasting plastic.
See how amazing God is. And he just laid it out there for you.
He's the best knower.
The truth. What do you...
No, I truly believe in that. I don't know if you guys remember, I did that 36-hour fast not too long ago. To this day, I've never felt better than I did the day I did that 36-hour fast. It started kicking in around hour mile. It started kicking in around hour 20, around 20 hours. My mind, I was just chill, relaxed, in the moment, right? Around hour 20. But that's something I would like to, it's tough, y'all. I'm sure it gets easier over time, but just to eat one meal a day. One big meal a day, maybe one little treat, right? A little cookie or something, but get to eating one meal a day, because the less you eat, the better you feel.
Guys most concerned about right now?
So I think the biggest fear that we have right now is, back in early January, they came out with EIDs, electronic identification tags, and they were trying to make them mandatory for all beef and bison producers in the US. So you had to put a microchip in your cattle's ear that sent off tracking. They're going to know exactly where it's at. Yeah. It's going to be able to track vaccines, what you've been putting into the animal, how old it is, what feed it's gotten, et cetera, et cetera. Public shut it down. They got a bunch of pushback from it. A couple months later, we have the bird flu going around in dairy cattle, which we've never had a case of bird flu transfer from a chicken to an animal like that as a cow, and then transfer from a cow to a human. And so after this bird flu comes out, we have a big push for mandatory electronic identification tag. Yeah. So if you don't have your cattle electronic identification tagged and then marked under that tag, if you take your cattle to market to a big processor or to a big feedlot, and you don't have that requirement, they can turn you away. And there goes your entire cattle operation.
This is crazy.
Watch this video before it's removed from the internet.
So this is the documented
My boy
moment
right there.
of conception. And the sperm enters the egg, and there's this poof of light that comes off it. Scientists are studying this, and they're looking at it, and they're like, okay, well, it looks like it's a release of zinc, a burst of zinc that comes off the egg, and it creates this appearance. But any way you slice it, they can't explain away that light happens when life happens. Is that amazing? Light happens when life happens. So this is the documented...
Where is this
I'm gonna
at?
show you guys something crazy.
It's like a bank. Pretty dope. It's coming. It's inevitable.
Have you ever seen something so crazy? Taco Bell Defy. Look at these guys waiting in line because they're doing the normal drive-through. Suckers.
For me, I have a lot of faith in the American people. And I don't know very many men who want to be talked to the way that this man has been talking to men in his audience. I don't know any women, and I know his grandchild was up on the thing, and they're trying to humanize him and change your idea about who this guy is. Don't fall for that.
Trump, you're talking about. Yeah. Talking about Trump.
Did she really just say they're trying to humanize him? Guys, you can't look at this and tell me there's not some kind of possession going on. Whoopi, I don't know if you know this or not, but Trump is a human being. These people are downright crazy. I mean, look at this. She's talking about because Trump's daughter got on stage and was talking good things
Granddaughter.
about him, saying how he was a regular grandpa. He would sneak them snacks and all kind of things like that. And just pretty much saying how she loves her grandpa. And it must have touched Whoopi's heart. It must have really affected her for her to come out and say they're trying to humanize him. Humanize, really whippy humanize. And people in the audience really started clapping. People, they're trying to brainwash you. And that is scary. I can only pray many of you are finally coming out of the matrix. I can only pray that many of you are finally waking up. This is the same lady that has no problem with children getting taught by men with makeup on and dresses, telling you they're trying to humanize Trump. I pray you guys are starting to see what's going on.
People, I really do, y'all. Just because he had his child up there vouching for him. They're trying to say men don't like how he talks to his men in the audience. It's crazy, y'all. Anyone that gets hated on that much by everybody. Because remember 2020, y'all. 2020 and 2024, Trump, I'm not saying the person, but the whole vibe. I remember you had rappers coming out saying F Donald Trump, making songs. They were playing it at all the bars, all the clubs. People were dancing to it. You had people rioting on behalf of him. You had all the celebrities coming out saying how bad of a person he is. The whole world, that's why the whole world hated him, because all of the energy they put into wanting people, brainwashing people to hate him, right? Ain't nothing changed from then to now, I don't think. But now you don't see that. You don't see the celebrities other than De Niro and these washed up boomers, right? But it's a different temperature. People are, I feel like a lot of people over those 4 years of having Biden in there woke up and woke up from the Matrix, right? I think so. The brainwashing.
Have said that Alex Jones is actually working for the CIA, and it's because he says all these crazy conspiracy theories or like stuff that's happened, and like, but he adds in Hillary Clinton is a lizard woman, so it like discredits everything he says. So people are like, they're saying that he's saying real things that are happening or are going to happen. It's immediately discredited by how psycho he is.
You have to at least agree that that would be a good strategy.
Yeah.
If you were trying to like make something seem silly, you would put it among other very silly things.
What do we call that tactic? A silly tactic?
Yeah, I think there's only one way to handle this, General. I think we gotta get silly.
Somebody call Alex.
So yeah, bring in Mr. Jones. But it was funny, on the Joe Rogan podcast I listened to, he was saying crazy stuff. Joe Rogan was like getting mad at him. He's like, what proof do you have? And he's like, I'm telling you, man. He's like, Jamie, look it up. Everything Alex Jones was saying, Jamie's like, yeah, he's right. And then Joe Rogan's like, this is what's driving me nuts. He's like, 95% of the things that you say are indeed correct, but you're being a psychopath about everything.
Your delivery is so whack.
This is what they don't tell you. The Grand Canyon isn't just a natural wonder. It holds the secrets of an ancient, advanced civilization. But that's not even the craziest thing that was recently discovered. In a 1909 newspaper article, there were claims of an incredible find saying, an explorer discovered a hidden cave filled with Egyptian artifacts. The Grand Canyon has been studied for centuries, so what's really hidden within it? This is where things get scary. In the article, explorer G.E. Kincaid allegedly found a cave containing statues, tools, and hieroglyphs that resembled those of ancient Egypt. But here's the twist. Some scientists believe it wasn't even the ancient Egyptians, but an ancient advanced civilization called the Anunnaki. It's believed it was actually the Anunnaki who built the pyramids in ancient Egypt, and they also built pyramids and giant structures in part of North and South America. But once they left our planet, they took everything with them, leaving us with giant architecture all around the world.
Check this out, y'all. Simpsons, man. The church.
You see these hands coming out of this hole? Let me show you the video.
Call that. Crazy things happen over there in third world countries. Crazy things happen.
Right? That in the end of the times, everything that was living beneath us will come out.
On classified,
or the first large-scale outbreak of classified, dependent upon which comes first. Civilian and military units shall be trained in containment and combat of classified, including irradiated classified, with possibility of classified airborne, classified flesh-eating, classified, and or all of the above in such event as classified spewing, classified escape, are released or otherwise become uncontrollable. Air Force units may also be...
This world is not what you have been told. The moon is not simply just a natural satellite that has been there since the start of time. They've been lying to us. There is significant evidence suggesting that the moon is actually an alien observation base. Just look at the moon's unique properties. It is the only celestial body in our solar system that has a perfect circular orbit and a stationary rotation. It also always shows the same face to Earth. This perfect synchronization seems too precise to be a mere coincidence. But here is where it gets even crazier. In 1969, during the Apollo 12 mission, NASA intentionally crashed a lunar module into the moon's surface. The impact caused the moon to ring like a bell for over an hour, a characteristic that's bizarre for a natural celestial body, but typical for an artificial structure. But it gets even stranger. Numerous sightings and anomalies have been reported on the moon's surface. Astronauts from multiple missions have reported seeing unexplained lights and structures. Photographs taken reveal what appear to be unnatural formations, dome-like structures, towers, and even possible machinery. The Soviets even believed that the moon might be a massive spaceship and that it was parked in orbit by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. This belief aligns with ancient Sumerian texts, which talk about the Anunnaki establishing a base on the moon to monitor and guide human development.
There they are, the Anunnaki. Quiet. All right, family, there you have it. There's today's reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Energy is a little off today, y'all. Excuse me, right? If I wasn't so interactive, I'm a little off, y'all. That's how I get with my mental health when I eat a lot of carbs. So back on the keto carnivore grind, y'all. But this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. Hope everyone out there has a good Sunday, a good time with some family, some barbecue, some swimming, some sipping, some drinking. I don't know what you guys are doing. Let me know down below what y'all doing. I ain't doing nothing today, kicking it. Grocery shopping after this. But hey, we'll see you guys tomorrow on Monday. Mine should be sharper. Mine should be clearer. I'll see you guys then. Segovia, signing out of the Man Cave. Later.